The 106-pound final will be Hunterdon Central sophomore Brett Unger facing Pope John's Shane Pursley. Underway. No advantage here. They've wrestled the first 10 seconds. Takedown for Unger. He's on top 2-0. He's in the Hunterdon Central red. Trying to stack up Shane Pursley. Got a 2 count, and it is 4-0. On the 2 back points for Unger. Reaches for the right wrist. Riding out the right side. Unger's in the Hunterdon Central black and red. Pursley of Pope John in the blue. Off they go, back to the center with 30 seconds to go in the first period and a 4-0 lead for Brett Unger. Pursley will get set, hands and knees. Stands on the whistle. Unger trips him back down, and they're off back to the center. Unger advancing with a quarterfinal fall in 242 over Hunter Lency of Belvedere, and a 17-2 technical fall over Daniel Hawes of Lenape Valley in the semifinals. Unger wraps that tight waist around the left side of Pursley. Final 5 seconds. And the first comes to an end with Unger on top, 4-0.
Pursley beat Nathan Fitt of Newton 6-2 in the semifinals with a pair of takedowns and 2 escapes.
Unger will choose underneath to start the second. Right, left-hand tight waist for Pursley. Pursley trying to get a leg in. Riding out the left side on Unger. Unger is the top-ranked wrestler in this weight class in the state, according to NJ.com this week. Hunterdon Central will be here at Phillipsburg High School on the 24th of January. And we'll have it all for you 6:50 that night. That'll be one of the top duels in the state on the Stateliner Sports Network. Hunterdon Central currently ranked 4th, and Phillipsburg is ranked 8th. Pursley riding, so far not able to turn Brett Unger, and that's stalemated by Doug Hess with 1:03 to go here in the first. Unger sits out, tries to turn in. He's out to face Pursley, has an escape, then quickly converts a double leg takedown. The escape made it 5-0. The takedown 7-0 for Brett Unger. Unger is one of 4 Hunterdon Central finalists. And this tournament's been running so quickly today. We've not gotten any team score. Hunterdon Central and Pope John came in as the favorites today, and not sure how anyone's doing in the consolations to let you know how that has affected the team race. But as far as the finals are concerned, Phillipsburg's 6, the most. Pope John with 5, and Hunter Central with 4. There's a stalling call on Unger on top with 13 and a half seconds to go in the second, and Unger on top 7-0.
Sparta then with 3 in the finals.
That's the Storts. Standing is Persile. Looking for that claw on the right shoulder is Unger. Unger has to go to a tackle, and he will maintain control as the second period comes to an end. 7-0 for Brett Unger of Hunterdon Central. Persile underneath to start the third. Unger will push Persile away. On the escape, it is 7-1. Unger has 2 takedowns, 2 back points, and an escape for 7. Persile with 1 escape. Duck under by Unger is blocked off by Persile.
Unger is the returning champion also at this weight class.
They're tied up outside the center. 30 seconds gone here in the third. And Unger with pressure on the head. Persile reaches for a leg, can't pull it in. So Unger looking to repeat as the titleist here at 106. He shot in on the left leg. Persile sprawls. Persile looking for a front head and arm. Hanging on to the left arm above the elbow is Unger, so he cannot spin around behind him. He also has a pretty good grip on the right arm above the elbow, and Doug Hess stalemates them with 39 seconds to go. Circle each other to the left. Half a shot by Unger, and Persile sprawled. Arm drag by Unger. Can't finish. Persile trying to underhook the right shoulder. Gets Unger down to his knees. Final 10 seconds of this 106-pound final. Persile tried to work a concrete special, could not get Unger off balance. And Brett Unger of Hunterdon Central defending his title with a 7-1 decision over Shane Persile of Pope John in the finals. Unger 7-1.
Now we'll see the first of the Stort brothers against Malovchik. It's been a good day for the Storts in the finals at 113, 120, and 126. Cooper here at 13, followed by Spencer at 120, and Garrett Stort at 126, all for Sparta. Cooper is the second seed.
Quinn Malovchik of Belvedere, he's the top seed. He is a senior, 12-0. The favorite in this weight class. Malovchik in the Belvedere red. That's Sparta blue and Sparta across the chest of Cooper Stort. Stort with a win in the quarters. Fall in 331 over Danny Cleary of Newton. Winner in the semis 3-1 over Frank Diesso of North Hunterdon. Front head and arm by Malovchik, maybe looking for a cement job, trying to underhook that right shoulder. Frank Leitner is the referee for this bout. Malovchik looked for a trip. In on the leg, picks up and dumps down Stort and a takedown for Malovchik. He's ahead 2-0.
He placed second in this weight class a year ago. Stort placed third.
Malovchik has a cradle. Trying to pick up and turn Stort to his left. Now takes him the other way, snaps him down. Frank Leitner looking in at that one. Off the mat and a pair of back points for Malovchik. He's up 4-0. Quinn is ranked 5th in the state, according to NJ.com. Left-hand tight waist. He is on his way to the Air Force upon graduation, going to the Air Force Academy. Malovchik, the good tight waist, 25 seconds. An escape for Stort, 4-1. Malovchik looking for an inside trip as the first period comes to an end. Quinn Malovchik of Belvedere in front of Cooper Stort of Sparta, 4-1. Malovchik in the quarters, a fall in 3:54 over Nick Kanonica of Hunterdon Central, and then a fall in 5:23 over Devin Liebel of High Point in the semis. Malovchik on top to start the second.
Stort beat North Hunterdon's Frank Diesso, the third seed, 3-1.
Malovchik chopping at the left elbow. That's the left taped up elbow of Cooper Stort. Stort tried to stand, and Malovchik tried to check him back. Now wants a half Nelson from the left side. He had a cradle in the first, but ran out of space. Maintaining that strong left-hand tight waist. Chops at the left elbow and breaks down Cooper Stort. 1 minute to go here in the second. Trying to take the left wrist, and Stort doesn't want to surrender it. Stort gets to his knees, and Malovchik chops him back down. Barry Jackson assisting Frank Leitner as the official in this bout. Stort to his knees, sits. Malovchik tried to check him back, got a little sloppy with that. And Stort has an escape. It is 4-2. Only takedown in the bout belongs to Malovchik.
Yeah, the check back was a little sloppy. On the other hand, I think Quinn's pretty comfortable on his feet.
Circling to the left. Taps at the head of Stort. We are through two. 4-2, Malovchik. Malovchik will take down in the third. Stort breaks down Malovchik on the whistle. Trying to pin that, perhaps bar the left arm. Trying to work a hazard tilt on Malovchik. Malovchik flattened out, but not able to turn him with that hazard tilt. Frank Leitner looking in. Gives up on the hazard. Left hand thigh pry on Malovchik. Malovchik tried to stand here. 50 seconds gone in the third. Stort trying to get both legs in. Now Malovchik stands, and Malovchik is out. On the escape, the Belvedere senior has a 5-2 lead.
It's an emphatic choice of take bottom from the Belvedere coaching staff, but it took Malovchik a minute to finally get free.
That's Coach Dan McIntyre, who was a stud at Liberty. The head coach with the black shirt standing across the way. He also coached, I believe he was the head coach at Pleasant Valley before coming over to New Jersey. Under 20 seconds to go. Wrestlers tie up outside the center. Final 10 seconds of this one here at 1:13. Quinn Malovchik of Belvedere ahead 5-2. And he will win a Hunter and Sussex Warren title. Malovchik of Belvedere 5-2 over Cooper Stort of Sparta at 1:13. So we'll go to 120. It'll be Eddie Ventresca of Pope John and Spencer Stort of Sparta.
Stort a 7-0 semifinal victor over Aiden Taylor of Voorhees, who was the 3rd seed. Stort got a pair of takedowns and a reversal in the 2nd period to go with an escape. Ventresca is the returning champ in this tournament.
In the Pope John gray and blue. Ventresca has a takedown. Barry Jackson, the referee for this bout. Ventresca on top, 2-0. Ventresca has not surrendered a point in the tournament, winning by fall over Phillipsburg's Joe Inamorato in 4.5, and a 9-0 major over Colton Washleski of Hunterdon Central in the semis. Riding out the right side. An escape there for Stort, and it's 2-1. Pope John in District 2, Sparta in District 4, so they'll be in the same region. Ventresca trying to snap down on the head, and then trying to get in on the leg is Stort. No advantage. Pope John coached by Mark Petrowski, and Sparta coached by Frank Battaglia. I believe Petrowski wrestled at Jefferson. Under 25 seconds to go here. The first, Ventresca tries to power his way through, spin around to the right on Stort, and he has his 2nd takedown. Ventresca atop 4-1 here in the 2nd. First period comes to an end. Eddie Ventresca, Pope John, leading 4-1 after 1.
Spencer Stort was a 5th place finisher in this tournament a year ago at the same weight class.
He'll be underneath to start the 2nd. Caution. Caution called on Ventresca. Ventresca riding. Stort trying to stand. Got up on his left foot, right knee. Brought back to his knees by Ventresca. Stort tries to stand, and Ventresca will cut him on the escape. It is 4-2. Eddie Ventresca of Pope John off the mat. Stort of Sparta, the big S across the chest. The Sparta Spartans and Pope John Lions. Ventresca trying to convert a double here at the edge. He's dragging his toes, but Barry Jackson says no advantage. They're off in a minute 13.
Stort's about a head taller, but Ventresca is very quick and he's got excellent technique.
And you can see why he is the top-ranked wrestler in the state, according to NJ.com, at 120. Ventresca takes the right wrist of Stort, underhooks the shoulder, then goes to a double, drags the toes, and gets a takedown as they go off. Ventresca with the takedown, his third, and he leads Spencer Stort 6-2 here in the second.
Good pursuit by Ventresca. He did not give up at the very edge of the mat.
Stort stands. He will come out 6-3, and then Ventresca very quickly in on the right knee. Picks that right leg up. Stort funks at the edge. And there's no advantage. Final 30 seconds. Ventresca tries to chop down on the head of Stort. Final 10 seconds. Ventresca's in on the right leg behind the knee, picks that leg up, trying to pull it through, and he will get a takedown with just under 2 seconds to go. Eddie Ventresca of Pope John has his fourth takedown, and he leads 8-3 after 2.
He is impressive on his feet.
They are neutral to start the third. That was Ventresca's choice.
Why not? He's certainly comfortable on his feet.
Yeah, he's impressive. And I think you mentioned, I mean, he's got the technique and the speed.
Yeah.
On the double, but ran out of room. They're off at a minute 32 to go in the bout.
And it just seems like two wrestlers on their feet, when somebody gets the fourth takedown, it's like the shoulders of the opponent have sunk. You just kind of know he's coming for me. It's just a question of how.
Ventresca fakes the leg shot. Hey, Stort hasn't, Stort's still coming at Ventresca as well.
Well, I think that's what, you can initiate and fail, or you can stand there and fail. You might as well initiate. At least it's your choice.
Ventresca reaches for the left leg, can't put it in, then tried to throw him on by. Dives in on the left leg and has a takedown. Ventresca's fifth.
He's a blur.
He leads 10-3. He will give Stort an escape at the edge, trying to drag his toes. Did Barry Jackson give him the escape? He is, which I think one of the things he did now, it's 10-4. One of the things the officials really have to watch is when they surrender the escape like that, it's giving that wrestler the chance to
use it.
Yeah. I mean, to actually be able to face the opponent, because that's how fast some of these kids are, and that's how fast Ventresca is. I mean, he surrenders the escape, but then is in so quickly. It's like, did the opponent have reaction time?
Yeah.
There he is again, right in on a double at the edge. I mean, Stort just did not have the time to react after being pushed away. Takedown number 6 for Ventresca. It's 12-3 with 22 seconds to go. He's going to cut him. It's 12-4.
And it's 3 times, Mike, we've seen him near the edge, get a double. One was not called by Barry Jackson, but the other 2 were, as he gets another one.
7th takedown, 14-4.
But, I mean, he's using every inch of mat space available to him. And, for a lightweight, that's impressive. It's not like they're big guys throwing each other around.
14-4 major decision for Eddie Ventresca of Pope John. at 120 over Spencer Stort of Sparta. It's Pope John's first title on the afternoon. 126. And it'll be the top seed, Jack Bauer of Hunterdon Central, and the 2 seed, Garrett Stort of Sparta, here at 126. Just awarding the medals at 106. Front head and arm for Bauer. No advantage here. We've wrestled 25 seconds. Stalemate is called by referee Anthony Duflamery.
Garrett Stort advanced with a fall in 253 over Jojo Latrulio of Newton.
Diving in on the right leg is Stort. Bauer sprawls.
Wrestling at 126, a senior Hunterdon Central, record of 14-2, Jack Bauer.
Bauer trying to underhook the left shoulder.
With a record of 17-1, Garrett Stort.
Near the edge in front of the coaches to our left from Sparta. Stort reaches for a leg, and there's a stalling warning on Garrett Stort. First warning for stalling. And we have some blood time for Bauer. Bauer got a cut over the right eye in the semifinals. And I think they are going to address that cut. They have his forehead all wrapped up.
Yeah,
wiping a little blood away there from above the right eye.
That's a Cody Harrison band across his forehead there. So Harrison's going to get matched up against Wyatt McCarthy of Newton again at 152. Before I forget, I mean, McCarthy was, there was a single against him in his bout, and he managed to like duck under, come back around to get the takedown. It was impressive.
Bauer looking to see if he can work a bear hug. Final 30 seconds here, scoreless first. Now Bauer wants a front head and arm. Now underhooking both shoulders. Trying to work a butt drag then on Stort. Still no advantage here. Bauer has underhooks that left shoulder, and Anthony Duflamery will stalemate him at 7.5 seconds. And we're going to have a scoreless first period here at 126. Jack Bauer of Hunterdon Central, Garrett Stort of Sparta. Bauer's choice. He will go underneath to start the second. And we have some blood time again.
Bauer picked up his 100th win today.
Bauer was he did have a first round match, a winner in a minute 54 over Colin Neal of Pope John, winner by fall, and then a winner by fall in a minute 42 over Stephen Malya of Warren Hills, and a semifinal winner 3-1 over Hunter Reinhardt of Voorhees. Stort had a first round match, 15-0 technical fall in 3:45 over Chase Christie of Delaware Valley. Winner by fall in 17 seconds over Pat Franco of Kittatinny. in the quarters, and a winner by fall 253 over the 6th seed Jojo Latruglio of Newton in the semifinals.
Bauer placed 3rd in this weight class in 2017.
Bauer stands. Stewart trying to throw in a half from the standing position. He got a 1 count there. 1 count, and they're off. 2 1s, but they're back to the center. They went off the mat right in front of Hunter Central head coach John Cantagallo-Ram. Bauer gets set. It's Coach Ram in the far right chair across the way. Left hand tight waist by Stewart, chops at Bauer's right elbow. Tried to underhook and tilt him. 30 seconds gone here in the second. Garrett Stewart of Sparta doing a good job riding Hunter Central's top-seeded Jack Bauer. Trying to work a tilt. Near leg, far arm. Minute gone here in the second.
Using that leg ride well.
Stalemate called by Anthony Duflamery. We'll start again with 54 seconds to go.
Had that right leg hooked very well, keeping his weight on Bauer. But Stewart was not able to pull the left arm back in order to turn him.
Russ Scarice assisting here in this bout. Stewart wants to run a half from the right side. Bauer wants to pick that off from behind his neck and does. Stewart controlling the left wrist. 30 seconds to go in the bout.
Yeah, Bauer choosing down here has not been able to get much of anything.
Under 20 seconds to go. Yeah, he is not really threatened to get out from underneath.
Nor has he been turned.
Right.
So,
although he did get 2 1 counts with a half on the far side. Off there, stalemated with 10 seconds to go.
Bit of a lackluster second period.
Now we're going to get some more blood time for Jack Bauer. I guess their only other choice, Bob, at this point with that they'd have to take off the whole wrap and do it all over again.
Yeah. And it looked like it was a bit of time to get at that. I mean, it looks thick from this distance.
Yeah, it's probably re-wrapped. You would they're going to put some more tape on that, and they have stopped the clock.
Kind of like plumbing. When in doubt, use more tape.
All right. Taking care of that. Wipe up a dab of blood from the mat. And Bauer with 10 seconds to try to get out here in the second. Scoreless bout here in the finals at 126. Stewart able to chop at that left elbow. And Garrett Stewart will ride out in the second. Choice is his in the third, and he'll go underneath in a 0-0 bout. Stewart's ready. Bauer left hand tight waist, right elbow. Stewart stands. He is out in 4 seconds. And the Sparta Junior has a 1-0 lead.
Bauer didn't really put much opposition there. It looked like he was just preferred to work from his feet.
Spencer Stewart and Cooper Stewart of Sparta were beaten in the finals. Garrett Stewart here has a 1-0 lead. Front head and arm for Bauer, which he had a lot of that in the first period, but could not convert. It posts the right wrist of Stewart, and a stalemate's called by Anthony DeFlumeri. Stort shoots in at the left leg of Bauer. Bauer underhooks the left shoulder. Stort hanging on to the right arm above the elbow. His head caught beneath the chest of Bauer, horses him down to his knees. Bauer trying to post that right wrist and spin around the right side. Another stalemate's called. We have 1:02 to go in the bout.
Stort had the shot last time, but did not get deep at all. Was just trying to reach as he went low.
Bauer, I think, tried to change his level a little bit there. 50 seconds to go. Tries to underhook the left shoulder. Bauer, there's a barrel roll by Stort that he can't finish.
That was close, though.
Front-headed arm by Bauer. Pressure on the head by Bauer. Stort's hanging on to both those arms to prevent Bauer from spinning or shrugging him. Bauer's trying to snap him, then wants to shrug him, and they're off at 22 seconds. I think Bauer's a little frustrated, but
yeah.
Stort has done a good job here on his feet.
Well, he's initiated, so Bauer gets into this duck under, but then he can't do anything with it.
Bauer looking for a butt drag.
See, in that situation, Stort clamps on that arm to prevent Bauer from going anywhere.
Bauer wanted an inside trip. Bauer trying to spin around. Stort blocks him off with his right arm, has the right arm behind the leg, and Stort is going to win himself a title. 1-0 over Jack Bauer of Hunterdon Central at 1:26. And at 1-0, but a very entertaining 1-0 bout.
Yeah, that was a good defensive finish from Connor Stort as he got that escape very early, given by Bauer, and then was able to initiate but not complete takedowns, stay plenty active enough, and keep things moving through the bout.
This is a 1 and 3 seed battle at 132. Travis Jones of Phillipsburg. And Kaya Cement of Pope John.
Cement advancing with a 3-0 decision over A.J. DeRosa of Delaware Valley, the 2 seed, and he got that with a bar in the third period.
Jones and Cement. This should be a good one at 132. Travis Jones ranked 3rd by NJ.com. Cement is ranked 7th. Cement's in on Jones's right leg. Jones trying to use his left leg to hook Cement's leg, and then Cement picked that off. Now Jones trying to get his hips up. Gets his hips up off the mat. He's locked through the crotch on Cement, and a takedown is awarded to Cement as they go off. Cement's out in front 2-0. Looks over. And he will cut Jones. Yeah, I don't think he's going to mess around with the Peterson, because he looked right away about cutting him. It's 2-1.
Jones won this tournament a year ago. Cement placed 2nd.
Jones trying to snap him down. Jones in on the right leg. Cement has Jones wrapped around Jones's right leg. Jones trying to almost sit on top of Cement, who still has the right leg, and a stalemate is called by Russ Scarice.
Yeah, couldn't free that right ankle. He had a good shot, good penetration, tried to turn the corner, and Cement locked on that ankle and kept him where he was.
Cement, the taller of the two. Said Cement got in on another double and takes down Jones for the 2nd time. Cement leads 4-1. Trying to drive a half from the right side on Jones. Jones trying to reverse. 13 seconds to go. Has Cement in a sitting position. Jones picking up on the legs. Cement staying locked around the right thigh. And there's a reversal for Jones in the final 3 seconds. Lou Riccardi, who is the mat judge, saying no. And Russ Scarice is going to wave it off. So it is 4-1, Cement after one. Flip of the disc. And Cement will go underneath to start the second. Cement tries to sit. Jones maintaining control out the left side. Jones tries to hook a leg. .30 seconds gone here in the second. And a Russ Scarice looking in, stalemates them.
Had the leg hooked, was trying to step through a little bit to be able to turn Kaya Cement.
Cement getting set. There's a caution. That's on Cement. Jones left hand tight waist, chops at the right elbow. Cement stands. Jones dropping down to the leg. Trying to, he's got the left arm, controlling that at the elbow. And wants to try and pick up and turn Cement with that. Or Hazard tilted, going to pick him up. Loses that arm. Right hand thigh pry, a roll by Cement. Cement, Jones trying to hook the left leg. Cement has the left leg of Jones trapped out in front, trying to go to a double-like situation. Jones trying to hang on. There is a reversal for Cement, and he's out in front of Jones 6-1 here in the second. Jones trying to crawl away from him, and do we have a locked hands call? Yep, a locked hands call and a penalty point for Jones. It is 6-2, 18 seconds to go in the second. Jones still underneath. That's a caution. That is on Cement. Second caution. Jones sits, tries to get hand control and turn in. Picking up on the legs, now trying to hop away from Cement. He gets out with 7 seconds to go, and it is 6-3 on the escape as we will go to the third. Travis Jones, a defending champ, trailing 6-3, going to the third. Jones is underneath. Cement will cut him. So it is 6-4 Cement, working takedowns in the third.
Cement got 2 takedowns in the first period.
He's in on Jones's right leg. Jones trying to stay locked around the midsection as Cement tries to pick up on those legs. Jones trying to hang on through the midsection as Cement nears a takedown and gets it. That is his third takedown. And he leads Travis Jones of Phillipsburg 8-4 here in the third. Stalemate called with 1:19 to go. Jones getting set. He will surrender the escape. It is 8-5. Cement doesn't want to mess with Jones on the mat, but he has been successful on his feet. In on Jones's right leg. Picks up Jones, dumps him down to his left hip. Just under a minute to go in the bout. Wrestler is all wrapped up here, and it's stopped potentially dangerous by Russ Scarice at 47 seconds. Cement, an 11-3 winner over Zach Creedon of Wallkill Valley in the quarters. Jones, a winner in 1:57 by fall, and there's another takedown for Cement, his fourth, and he leads Jones 10-5 and escape 10-6. Jones winner by technical fall, 17-2 in 5:56 in the semis. So Cement definitely has had the best of it on their feet.
He's been quick, and he gets a good grip and is able to turn the corner. Jones is having to be very defensive on his feet, trying to lock hands around to prevent the takedown, but he hasn't been able to stop it.
Cement was just warned for stalling. Cement's in on Jones's right leg. Jones trying to underhook the left shoulder, under 10 seconds to go in the bout. The Cement keeps that leg. And Kaya Cement going to win a 10-6 decision for Pope John over Phillipsburg's Travis Jones here at 132. Joins Ventresca as a champion for Pope John. So Cement avenging last year's defeat, winning 10-6 here in the final.
138. From Pope John, a senior with a record of 22-0,
Jojo Aragona, defending state champ for Pope John here at 138, facing Anthony Romanello of Hunterdon Central.
Aragona won this tournament a year ago.
He's in the Pope John white with blue lettering and trim. Romanello in the Hunterdon Central red and black. There's a takedown for Aragona, and he leads 2-0. Referee is Lou Riccardi, assisted by Stu Cohn.
Romanello won 6-2, Mike, in the semifinals against Eric Fellini of Lenape Valley.
Aragona gives up an escape, 2-1. Aragona's quickly in on the right leg, has a takedown. Leads Romanello 4-1. Romanello stands looking for a standing hazard. Has that left wrist pulled across the body. There's the hazard tilt at the edge. Romanello rolls on through, and they go off at 1:10 to go in the second.
Romanello placed 6th last year in this tournament.
Working takedowns. A 6-2 lead after an escape for Romanello and a takedown, and another escape, 6-3. And they're off the mat, 2 hour left.
Aragona very quick on his feet. Holds Romanello out with his arm and then just penetrates when he wishes.
Aragona, under 20 seconds to go, dives in on a double. Picks up Romanello, has the takedown, his 4th of this opening period, and it is 8-3 Aragona. Jones last year, Bob, pinned Cement in 5:07 in the finals at 120. That's a pretty good turnaround for Caius Cement.
I mean, he clearly dominated on his feet.
And Aragona was the champ in this weight class. Period comes to an end, an 8-3 lead for Jojo Aragona of Pope John after one. Aragona last year winning by fall over Anthony Gappis of North Hunterdon in the final. They start neutral in the second. Aragona's choice ahead 8-3. Aragona looking for a double. Picks up the right leg. A funk move by Romanello, and he funked himself right into a cradle by Aragona. Aragona now has the takedown to go up 10-3 and has the cradle. He's got that left leg well extended toward the head, trying to drive him over. 1 count, 2, 3, 4, 5. Aragona may be too far underneath, keeping Romanello's left shoulder off the mat. Aragona tried to scramble on top of him with that cradle. See if he rocks him back again, tries to get his head in the side. And Romanello breaks the cradle. That's 3 back points for Aragona, and he leads 13-3. There's an escape for Romanello. It is 13-4. Now you don't want to disparage the opponents, but there are a couple of places where Pope John's, where Ventresca and Aragona, they are in a class by themselves in this tournament. After an escape and takedown, it is 15-5. It's 4 on the board. Another takedown. Trying to hazard tilt him. Has the right wrist pulled across the body. I'd have to review the tape. I don't think 17-5 is correct, but that's what's up on the board. I think it might be 19-6, but it's 17-5 on the board.
I've got 17.
After 2. Romanello gives up a takedown to Ventresca. 19-5. Looking to hazard tilt him. Has the left wrist pulled across the body. There's the tilt. Romanello trying to roll on through. Does.
It's 8 takedowns for Aragona.
Aragona maintains control. Going to give up the escape. 19-6. Trying to get in on a double at the edge. Picks up Aragona. Kind of walks him back a little bit on the wrestling surface. Off the mat they go in a minute 13. 19-6 for Jojo Aragona of Pope John, defending state champ. He's in on the right leg. Picks up that leg. Trips Romanello. Had a takedown, it was called off. Now he's got a takedown with a cradle. He has a cradle. The takedown makes it 21-6, and that'll be it. 21-6 in 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
5 minutes, 10 seconds.
For Jojo Aragona of Pope John.
That was an impressive performance.
Pope John's 3rd titleist.
9 takedowns. And many of them were different.
Aragona 21-6 in 5:10. to win back-to-back titles at 138. And we're in the 145 final. Kyle Tino of Phillipsburg, the top seed, facing the 3 seed, Matthew Garcia of Pope John.
Kyle Tino of Phillipsburg, senior, 15-6 record. There's Pope John, a junior, Matthew Garcia,
Back to the center, neutral.
Garcia, an 11-1 winner over Vince Romanello of Hunter Central in the semifinals.
Joe Benvenuto, the referee for this bout. As Garcia shot in, now in on the right leg looking for a double is Tino. Tino picks him up, steps through. Tino has a takedown and a 2-0 lead.
He does that so very well.
Tino right hand thigh pry. Breaking down Garcia.
I mean, they're so good on their feet. You can see how Tino and Harrison just must make themselves better in the wrestling room every day.
Tino lost him on the edge and an escape for Garcia. 2-1 here in the first. Stalking each other. Tino in a first round, a 32-second fall over Mike Mastraini of Hopatcong. And then that was in the 32 fall over Nick Auer of High Point. He got behind him but ran out of room. They're off the mat at 27 seconds. Then it was 4-2 over Mike Mastroini of Hopatcong, just a freshman in the quarterfinals in that 12-2 semifinal win over Oster of Warren Hills.
Tino placed 3rd in this tournament a year ago, Garcia 5th.
Final 10 seconds of the first. Tino reaches for the left leg, can't pull it in. And the first period will end with Phillipsburg's Kyle Tino on top of Matt Garcia, Pope John 2-1. Flip of the disc, the choice goes to Garcia. He takes down to start the second.
Garcia used a headlock in his semifinal match, and he had a 5-point play.
Tries to roll, and Tino stays with him. Tino hooks the left leg with his right. Garcia trying to pick up on the right leg, and he's got a reversal on Tino.
It got a bit high there.
Garcia on top, 3-2. Looking for a cross-face cradle. Tino sits, turns in. Is he going to get 2 or 1? Garcia trying to pull away from him, so we're going to get an escape for Tino, and the match is tied at 3. Takedown and an escape for Tino, an escape and a reversal for Matt Garcia.
Tino just cleared his hips and then hooked his arm up to get leverage.
Garcia dove in on the right leg, now picks up that right leg. Tino hopping up and down on the left foot, trying to underhook the left shoulder. Tino is able to fight that off as they go off in front of Dave Post and Brad Gensel. Just under 50 seconds to go here in the second. 3-3 bout for the 145-pound Hunter and Sussex Warren title.
Tino used a double for that first period takedown.
Fighting for hand control. That's going to be stalemated by Joe Benvenuto. Tied up outside the center. Garcia wants a Russian tie, inside trip. Tino fights that off, and they're off the mat at 17 seconds. Garcia dives in, Tino sprawling. Garcia trying to horse his way around to Tino's right, and they're off the mat at 8 seconds to go.
Since that first period takedown by Tino, which came fairly early, Garcia's done much better on his feet. I think Tino's been a bit frustrated, has not been able to get the normal penetration shot.
3-3 after 2, Tino's choice in the third. And he'll go underneath.
He did reverse Garcia in the second.
Actually, he ended up getting only an escape, as he very nearly had the reversal. Ended up with Garcia running away from Tino. There's the escape. Tino's on top 4-3 in the third, so it's Garcia who has to be the aggressor here, trailing by 1. Tino tried to get in on a leg, missed it, had to block off with his right arm. Headlock by Garcia is slipped by Tino. He has the takedown, and he leads 6-3. Garcia stands. Stalling warning on Tino. There's an escape for Garcia. It is 6-4.
That's the kind of second effort takedown we're used to seeing from Kyle Tino.
Power shrug attempted by Garcia. They're off the mat at 1:05. Dave Post exhorting his wrestler's effort. Tino tries to shoot in on the left leg. Garcia looking for a double at the edge. Trying to pull in the right leg. Tino reaching back for a whizzer, frees the leg, and they're off at 44 seconds. Tino trying to become Phillipsburg's first champion. Tino has some injury time.
So Tino with the 2 takedowns, one in the first, one here in the third. And the reversal was by Garcia in the second.
If you just joined us, our champions, Brett Unger of 100 Central at 106, Quinn Malofchik of Belvedere at 113, Eddie Ventresca of Pope John at 120, Garrett Stort of Sparta at 126, Kaya Cement of Pope John at 132, and Jojo Aragona of Pope John at 138. Half of the injury time used up by Kyle Tino. Half of the allotted minute and a half. If he were to take injury time a second time, if he still had some time in the clock, then it would be Garcia's choice of how to resume the bout. Kyle Tino going to get a swig of water, and they stopped his injury time at 17 seconds. They are neutral. Time to go in the bout is 44 seconds. Tino has a stalling warning and a 6-4 lead. Tino with half a shot at the left leg. Garcia trying to jack him up. Tino sprawls. They're off at 27 seconds. Garcia reaches for a leg, can't get it. Now a Russian tie. Stalling is called on Tino, 13.2 seconds. That is a point for stalling. It is 6-5. Under 10 seconds to go. Garcia reaching for a leg, looking for a bear hug. Tino trying to circle at the edge. And Kyle Tino will win the title. 6-5 for the Stateliners at 145 over Matt Garcia of Pope John.
It's a very even match.
Pope John has 3 firsts, 2 seconds. Stateliners now with a first and a second as we go to 152 and what is expected to be a barn burner between Phillipsburg's Cody Harrison, the top seed, and the second seed, Wyatt McCarthy of Newton. They met in a dual meet last month that Harrison won that one. And they are, as far as the rankings go across the state, NJ.com has Harrison 1 and McCarthy 2. Russ Scarice is the referee for this bout. Eyeing up each other in the center.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the fourth Hunter Award Championship for both sons. Joe Aragona.
Jojo Aragona, four-time champion. Ed Mancino just announced. Harrison has it near a takedown to cradle. He has a cradle, has McCarthy on his back. Russ Scarice looking in at the left shoulder. And he pops out of the cradle, but they go off the mat. So a 5-point play on the takedown for Cody Harrison, and he leads 5-0.
That was impressive. I mean, he just slapped the top half of that cradle on so hard and so strong.
McCarthy stands, he's out. 5-1. That brought the crowd to life.
Yeah.
Harrison shaken up, rubbing the top of his head. Russ Scarice says that's my time, not injury time. Then they'll work takedowns again.
McCarthy finished second a year ago to Brian Meyer.
He's looking for a Russian tie, and Harrison pops out of that. Harrison with half a shot at the left leg, can't pull that in. McCarthy wants that Russian tie again. Tried to wrap both hands around Harrison's left arm. "30 seconds to go here in the first. Harrison's 5-point play with a cradle has given him a 5-1 lead. Harrison ducks down to a leg and McCarthy sprawls. 10 seconds to go here in the first. McCarthy shoots at the edge, and Harrison tried to get in on the right leg at the edge of the mat. Russ Scarice looking in. They are off the mat at 0.7 of a second to go in the first.
McCarthy tried a leg shot. Harrison tried to dump him to his back. Wasn't able to.
Harrison with predominantly that white singlet with Phillipsburg across the chest, liners across the back, got gray and garnet trim. So the first period ends with Harrison on top of McCarthy 5-1. Harrison, a quarterfinal winner in a minute 16 over John Reish of Hunter Central. Winner in a minute 6 over Sean Kramer of Hopatcong in the semi. McCarthy underneath to start the second, stands, and he's out. On the escape, it's 5-2 Harrison.
McCarthy dominated the 3-seed Anthony DeRosa of Delaware Valley 20-6 in the semis.
In the quarters, he had a fall in 221 over Troy Schmitzer of Sparta. Harrison tried to get in on the left leg. Now he wants to underhook the left shoulder. McCarthy tries to get in on Harrison's left leg. At the edge. Harrison staying on the edge, and Russ Scarice with something to say to both wrestlers, and now McCarthy will backpedal towards the center, and then Harrison follows. Harrison circles at the edge, and they're off the mat at a minute 2 to go in the second.
Yeah, in recent times, this is an unusual amount of time for Harrison to be on his feet without a takedown.
Cody was not in this tournament last year, one of the state liners, up against the 30-match limit at the time. Wrestlers are tied up. We've got 40 seconds to go in the second. McCarthy wanted to duck under there. Harrison fights it off. Again, they circle at the edge. McCarthy with half a shot, and they're off at 30 seconds to go in the second.
Since that electrifying 5-point play, there hasn't been a lot of action here.
If you're Harrison, you're thinking, I'm not going to give up 5 points. If he's got to come to me,
sure.
If I don't make a mistake, I'm not going to give up 5.
No, I mean, there's been plenty of effort, but there's no risk taking here. And you're right, Harrison has no reason to.
Final 10 seconds of the second. Harrison again circles at the edge. Through 2, it's Harrison 5-2.
I mean, this bout has a district, region, or state final quality about it.
Yeah, you got 1 and 2 in the state. Harrison's going underneath in the third. McCarthy, right hand tight waist. Left elbow, goes for the claw on the right shoulder. Trying to break down Harrison, taking the right wrist. Right in the center of that Phillipsburg mat.
Yeah, it's funny, they're just all they're fighting for hands. There's no hip movement, there's no leg movement, this is all hand fighting.
Maintaining control of Harrison. Right in the center, not come close to turning Harrison.
He's riding parallel, so.
Stalemated, or are we getting blood time?
We got blood time.
Yeah, blood time for Cody Harrison.
But I think Russ Grease was looking to stalemate before he saw the blood, as McCarthy was riding parallel and not doing much in the way of turning Cody Harrison. But it was funny, as they were bunched up in the middle, both wrestlers were at their base, and it was all about hand control. Cody Harrison was not coming up until he had his hands where he wanted them.
Well, we have an opportunity today. I want to pass along our best to Brad Wilson, the fine wrestling writer for LehighValleyLive.com and the Express Times. Brad's battling a health issue, has been off while he does that. We want to wish him the best in case he's watching us today. He wouldn't miss this tournament for all the money in the world. So Brad, we're thinking about you, and get well soon. McCarthy gives Harrison an escape, so it's 6-2 here in the third. Harrison with under a minute to go. Harrison near a takedown. He's got a takedown and has some back points coming. Body press on McCarthy. And he's going to spin around to the left. That's another 5-point play for Cody Harrison. It is 11-2 Harrison. Stateliner fans wanted the fall there. McCarthy stands. Harrison brings him back to his knees. McCarthy stands again. Under 20 seconds to go, and Harrison will cut him. It is 11-3, and off they go. And there's a point for Harrison for unnecessary roughness on McCarthy. 12-3. Final 10 seconds. Harrison diving in on a double. McCarthy's able to fight that off. And Cody Harrison will win a 12-3 major decision to get himself a title over Wyatt McCarthy of Newton at 152.
That was very entertaining for everybody, and closer than it seemed by the score. The 5-point plays, 2 of them obviously making a big difference. The first one was a slam cradle for Harrison. The second one just happened so fast. It was a very creative counter by McCarthy after a Harrison shot, but Harrison made the most of it.
At 160, Phillipsburg's TJ Abode, the 6th seed in the finals, against the top seed Mike Wilson of North Hunterdon. Anthony DeFlumeri is the referee for this bout. Barry Jackson will assist.
Wilson got a fall on a minute 13 in the semifinals over Pope John's Connor Fritsch, who was the 4th seed.
Wilson won 10-0 in his quarter over Jacob Batoff. Batoff from Vernon. A boat trying to spin around to Wilson's left, couldn't bring it in. Wrestlers tie up. Just under a minute to go here in a scoreless first. Now Wilson's behind a boat, picks him up, drops him, gets the takedown. 2-0 lead for Mike Wilson of North Hunterdon.
Wilson placed 4th in this weight class a year ago.
Wilson riding. Under 20 seconds to go here in the first. Wilson controlling the right wrist of Abode. Final seconds of the first. And Wilson with a 2-0 lead after 1. Flip of the disc goes to Abode. Looking over to Dave Post. He's going to go underneath to start the second. Wilson of North Hunterdon at the top seat on top, riding Phillipsburg's TJ Abode. Got a late first period takedown. That stopped potentially dangerous.
Had a bar. Maybe started to venture towards the chicken wing. TJ's got that left elbow well wrapped.
Wilson riding out the left side. Takes the left wrist. Tried to go cross face on Abode. Wants to try and turn TJ to his left. Stalling call on Wilson on top. First warning. Boat can't crawl away on the whistle. Keeps his weight high on the back of a boat. He's been able to ride here for a minute 15, but not turn TJ Abode.
Abode chose down to start this period, but has not come close to escaping.
He's got control of that left wrist, trying to pull that across the body.
Really hasn't been able to even get to his base. He's mostly been held flat.
Trying to drive Abode over. 1 count, 2, 3. Abode trying to bridge off his back. Wilson will get a pair of back points. And he leads 4-0 as the second period about to come to an end.
Didn't turn him to the very end. And now Wilson, with the choice, will take down.
Wilson underneath in the third with the 4-0 lead. Here's an escape. And Wilson leads 5-0. And they'll work takedowns. 15 seconds gone here in the third.
Wilson had the first period takedown.
And Riding in the second period was able to turn Abode for a pair of back points and has an escape here in the third. Tried to get in on the left leg of Abode. Abode trying to work a front head and arm. Underhooks the, Abode tried to underhook the right shoulder. Abode trying to, again, underhook the left shoulder. .35 seconds to go.
Too much distance there for Abode to span. And Wilson's just using that lockup to pace him off with the 5-0 lead.
Circle each other to the right. Final 10 seconds of this bout. Wilson on top, 5-0 for the Lions. So Stateliner 6 seed TJ Abode makes it to the finals, but he will drop a 5-0 decision. Your champion, Mike Wilson of North Hunterdon at 160. Wilson 5-0. And at 170, it'll be Nathaniel Fawcett of North Hunterdon and Sean Ramsby of Delaware Valley.
Fawcett placed 5th a year ago in this weight class.
He's in the black, and Ramsby in the blue and gold for Delaware Valley. Ramsby dives in at the right leg, can't pull it in. Shrug attempt by Fawcett blocked off. .30 seconds gone here in the first. Fawcett advancing by forfeit in the quarters, a 10-3 semifinal winner over Matt Brandner of Voorhees. Ramsby won 8-0 in the quarters over Phillipsburg's David Pearson and 6-0 in the semis over Dan Fumato of Hunterdon Central.
Kind of bumped Fumato up, ducked underneath to get a bear hug, which he used for a 5-point play.
Looking for an inside trip, and they're off neutral. Barry Jackson, the referee, here in his 170-pound final. Tied up outside the center. Looking for hand-wrist control. .20 seconds to go. Scoreless first here. Neither one close to a takedown. Fawcett of North Hunterdon, Ramsby of Delaware Valley, the 1 and 2 seeds, and there is a takedown for Fawcett.
That was a Ramsby kind of arm drag attempt that didn't go well.
And we will end the first with Fawcett on top of Ramsby, 2-0.
Phillipsburg's Jake Wicks on deck at 182 and Austin Roth at 95.
Fawcett on top to start the second. Ramsby underneath. Ramsby is the lone Delaware Valley finalist. The Terriers had put 4 in the semis. Fawcett riding right hand tight waist. Out the left side with that. Flattens out Ramsby. Ramsby gets to his base.
Crowd is thinned out a bit as we hit the final 4-5 matches.
Ramsby stands, he's out. And it's 2-1. Fawcett trying to drive through. Ramsby with a front head and arm. Cannot bowl Fawcett down to his knees. 45 seconds to wrestle here in the second. Off they go at 35 seconds.
So Fawcett's takedown in the first was the result of a Ramsby poor shot attempt.
Ramsby trying to underhook the right shoulder.
And he likes to work up top.
Now Fawcett's in on the left leg, and Ramsby almost tossed him to his back, but Fawcett able to counter that with a takedown, and Fawcett leads 4-1.
It's a good recovery from Nate Fawcett.
He has a 4-1 lead after 2. 2 takedowns for Fawcett, an escape for Ramsby. And they are neutral. Fawcett choosing neutral in the third. Fawcett has had the better of it. On their feet, he has 2 takedowns. Fawcett came into the tournament at just 5-2, the junior. Ramsby 9-5. There's a flying cement job attempted by Ramsby that he doesn't finish, and he will give up a takedown to Fawcett. Fawcett leads 6-1 in the third, with 1 minute to wrestle.
Ramsby has been aggressive, but unfortunately not successful for him, as it's 2 miss attempts that end up resulting in takedowns for Fawcett. We've seen some really good foot wrestling here today, with Van Tresca with 7 takedowns in the 120 final bout, and Aragona with 9 in the 138 final bout.
They're both Pope John champions. Fawcett has the left arm barred at the edge of the mat. They've been there for the last 20 seconds or so. And they are going off with 12 seconds remaining. So Nathaniel Fawcett will be North Hunterdon's second champ if he hangs on to that 5-point lead in the final 12. A roll by Ramsby. Ramsby's going to get a reversal. That'll cut it to 6-3. And that is your final at 170. Nathaniel Fawcett of North Hunterdon, 6-3 over Sean Ramsby of Delaware Valley.
Nate Fawcett wins by decision.
We go to 182, and a rematch from just a couple of nights ago. Zach Mafaro of Kittatinny and Jake Wicks of Phillipsburg. Wicks another 6 seed to make it to the finals for the Liners. Mafaro from Kittatinny is the top seed.
It was a 3-2 win for Mafaro with a takedown and escape in the second period. Just a pair of escapes for Wicks. But it was a good tight bout.
Yeah, he spent the night looking for a bear hug. Right now he's looking for a cement job and an inside trip. And he runs out of room. Frank Leitner, our referee, as Wicks blocked him off with the right arm.
Mafaro was dominant in his semifinal bout against Jonathan Morris of High Point, 22-7, a tech fall in just under 5 minutes.
Mafaro tried to horse his way behind Wicks. Wicks has his hands locked behind Mafaro. He can't finish that. Mafaro looking for a cradle. Wicks trying to block him off with his right arm. Mafaro has the cradle, has a takedown, and takes Wicks over. Frank Leitner is looking in at the right shoulder, and the fall with a cradle in 59 seconds for Zach Mafaro of Kittatinny. Mafaro winning the championship at 182.
They had a good scramble for a few seconds there, and then Mafaro just got that locked up too well, and he knows how to finish.
So we will go to 195. It's Phillipsburg's Austin Roth. Roth is the top seed. He is a senior 12-5, facing Ian Gaboro of North Hunterdon. He is a junior. He is 12-4. Gaboro the 2 seed, Roth the 1. This is another one, Bob, a preview of what could happen Wednesday night in the Lions' Den. Roth dives in on the left leg, pulls that up, has a takedown. Roth on top, 2-0. Roth takes the left wrist. Lou Riccardi is the referee for this bout. Trying to drive a half in the right side. And the left arm. Roth keeps his weight up high. On the back of Gaboro. Roth now hooks the left leg. Does he have a cross-face cradle out he has a cross-face cradle out the right side. Austin Roth takes him off front to back. Gaboro trying to kick out of that cradle. Roth trying to plant him on that right shoulder. Lou Riccardi looking in at the right shoulder. Roth's like underneath it. And Gaboro will pop the cradle, but it is 3 back points for Austin Roth of Phillipsburg. And the Stateliner has a 5-0 lead.
Rocking back the big guys is not easy, but Roth did that well.
Trying to lock up another cross-face cradle. Now a 2-on-1 on Gaboro's left wrist with 5 seconds to go in the first. And Austin Roth of Phillipsburg has a 5-0 lead after 1.
Gaboro won 6-2 in the semifinals against Charlie Eberle of Voorhees, the 3rd seed. Used a pair of takedowns and a second period reversal.
His quarterfinal round bout, he won 7-5 over Matt Bremer of Hackettstown. Gaboro is going to give Roth an escape, and Roth leads 6-0 in the second. Roth the winner by fall in the quarters, 1:35 over Ryan Kaiser. Kaiser from Newton. And then a winner by injury default over Anthony DiPaolo of Delaware Valley in 2 minutes in the semis. Roth tried to get in on a leg, and they're off back to the center at 1:36 to go in the second. And Roth is going to get some injury time.
Went in for a double, and I think it just ended up bearing all of Gabora's weight on his head.
If you are just joining us, our champions, 106, Brett Unger of Hunterdon Central, 113. Quinn Malofchik of Belvedere, 120. Eddie Ventresca of Pope John, 126. Garrett Stewart of Sparta, 132. Kaya Cement of Pope John, 138. Jojo Aragona of Pope John, 145. Kyle Tino of Phillipsburg, 152. Cody Harrison of Phillipsburg, 160. Mike Wilson of North Hunterdon, 170. Nathaniel Fawcett of North Hunterdon, 182. Zach Mafaro of Kittatinny, and Austin Roth of Phillipsburg here at 195 in the second period has a 6-0 lead over Ian Gaboro of North Hunterdon. On their feet after the Gaboro gave Roth an escape to start the second. A minute gone here in the third. Roth diving in on the right leg. Gaboro sprawls, and they are off the mat in front of the Stateliner coaches. Dave Post, Scott Silvas in the chairs. "45 seconds to go here in a second. We will be back here on Tuesday night, 6:50. Will be our broadcast time as the Stateliners will host Hanover Park. The Easton match, which had been scheduled for Saturday, has been moved to Saturday, January 30th. At the locked up a cradle did Roth, but ran out of time with 12.5 seconds to go. The 30th, a Wednesday for that Easton match. Okay.
This year.
But we'll be here for Hanover Park on Tuesday. The Stateliners have North Hunterdon on Wednesday, High Point on Friday. A Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday week for the Stateliners. Third period, 6-0 lead for Austin Roth of Phillipsburg. He's trying to get in on the left leg of Gaboro, and Gaboro tosses him off. Roth kind of losing his balance here at the edge, and he's up.
He was in on a single. Gaboro just ended up staying up straight, grabbed the arm of Austin Roth, and whipped him around.
30 seconds gone here in the third. Roth with a takedown, 3 back points in the first, second period escape, and they have been on their feet ever since that Gaboro gave up that third period escape to Roth. Roth got in on a leg, couldn't finish. Now Gaboro trying to get in on Roth's left leg. Roth spinning with him, trying to hang on to Gaboro's left leg, and Gaboro has a takedown. 6-2 here in the third. With pressure on the head and neck of Roth. Trying to work like a power half here with the outside Roth's left leg. Roth looking for a Peterson. And works the Peterson for a reversal and some back points. Gaboro trying to keep that left shoulder up off the mat. And now reversing back. That's a 5-point play. That made it 11-2. And then a reverse back. It is by Gaboro. It is 11-4 with under 10 seconds to go. Austin Roth of Phillipsburg has won himself a title. It's the State Liners' third on the afternoon. He wins an 11-4 decision over Ian Gaboro of North Hunterdon.
It's funny, Gaboro made one leg shot attempt and it was successful, but ultimately could not turn Roth, as Roth used the Peterson, a favorite Peaburg move on the bottom, for a 5-point play and builds this lead for the victory.
Pope John and Phillipsburg each with 3 titles and out of wrestlers. 11-4 winner for Austin Roth of Phillipsburg. And we'll go to 220. This will be the top seed, Luke Fisher of Newton. A senior is 15-0, and he will face Nick Galka of Warren Hills. He's a senior. He is 15-2, and it is the 1 and 2 seeds. Galka is in on the right leg behind the knee. Fisher able to horse that free. He's trying to spin around Galka's left, and there is the takedown from our referee, Anthony DeFlumeri, and it's 2-0 Fisher. Fisher with his weight on the back of Galka. Trying to check back Galka. Fisher maintaining control. Trying to get a leg in at the edge, and they're off with exactly 1 minute to wrestle in the first.
Fisher faced Jake Mafaro, the 4th seed of Kittatinny in the semifinals. Gave up a first period takedown and then never looked back en route to a 7-2 win.
I would venture to say, Bob, that's taping on his arm? Yeah.
It's the kind that you would maybe see in the Olympics for the volleyball players, as it's around the periphery of the shoulders.
Fisher has Galka's left leg hooked. .30 seconds to go here in the first, trying to turn Galka to his left. Fisher picking up on that left ankle. Fisher is ranked 5th in the state, according to NJ.com. He has been in control of this one with a first period takedown, but has not been able to get any back points on Nick Galka.
Fisher placed 3rd a year ago, Galka 5th.
First period ends with Fisher on top, 2-0. Fisher will be underneath, choosing underneath to start the second. And Galka will give up the escape. Fisher leads 3-0. Ties up the arm. They tie up outside the center. Russ Scarice assisting in this bout. Off they go. Minute 37 to go in the second.
285 up next, but I mean the 52-pound bout with Harrison and McCarthy was clearly the highlight, and the electricity in the gym hasn't been the same since.
I think most Phillipsburg fans are hanging to see if Cody Harrison becomes the MOW. Galka is in on Fisher's left leg. Fisher draped over top, trying to pick up on the ankle. Now he comes to a stand. Galka still has that left leg. Fisher trying to butt drag him. Trying to pick up on Galka's right leg. Stalemate is called by referee Anthony DeFlumeri with 56 seconds to go in the second. Fisher reaches for, or rather Gauka reached for the right leg, couldn't pull it in. Gauka is the streaks only finalist today. Fisher and his teammate McCarthy, the only Newton wrestlers in the final, the Braves. Gauka wanted to arm drag him. Final 20 seconds here of the second. Gauka charges in, and Fisher fights that off. Then Gauka in on the right leg. After 2, it is 3-0 Fisher. Gauka's choice in the third, and he's going to choose neutral. After the first period takedown, he could not get out.
Yeah.
Fisher going right in on the whistle. So 3 matches in the week ahead for the Stateliners. We will have the Tuesday night match with Hanover Park. Wednesday, they are on the road at North Hunterdon. Friday on the road at High Point. High Point was another team that was expected. There's a takedown for Fisher as he spins behind to go up 5-0. High Point was expected to contend today, but they had sit some wrestlers out because of the match limit. Gauka in a sitting position. Fisher gets him to his knees, and they're off in a minute 3. Fisher with a quarterfinal win of minute 50 and a fall on Nick Moose of Delaware Valley. 7-3 decision over Jacob Mafaro in the semis. Gauka fall in 5:34 with Gage Horvath of Phillipsburg in the quarters, and a 4-1 winner over Sam Huff, the 3 seed of Voorhees, in the semis. Fisher looking for a power half. Kept a leg in, maintained control as Gauka rolled to his left. Gauka sits. Fisher maintaining control here. A roll by Gauka. Fisher stays with him again.
Gauka's been mobile on the bottom here, but to no advantage.
I was going to say, Bob, for 220-pounders, you know, like in their final minute, they've still got some athleticism here.
They're both fairly quick for their size.
Final 10 seconds. Luke Fisher of Newton going to get some back points. 2 back points as we come to a close. Luke Fisher of Newton wins the title at 220, 7-0 over Nick Gauka of Warren Hills.
Gauka just turned back into him near the end to see if he could get something. But to no advantage as Fisher kept his grip on there. Fisher's looked good in this tournament.
At 285, we have the defending state champion, Lou Fernandez of Voorhees. He's in the black, and in the black and red is Ryan Joyce of Hunterdon Central, and Fernandez has a takedown. And he's got Joyce on his back. Russ Scarice is looking in, and we have a fall in 15 seconds for Fernandez. Lou Fernandez with a fall in 15 seconds here at 285. That's Fernandez with back-to-back titles, the state champ. And Voorhees wins a title, second for Hunterdon Central. And that was Newton with the title at 220, and Warren Hills, little runner-up spot. So 3 champs each for Phillipsburg and Pope John. 2 for North Hunterdon, 1 each for Belvedere, Hunterdon Central, Kittatinny, Newton, Sparta, and Voorhees. We will wrap up the finals for you at 106 pounds. Brett Unger of Hunterdon Central, a 7-1 decision over Shane Purcellet of Pope John. 113, Quinn Malovchik of Belvedere, winner by decision, 5-2 over Cooper Stort of Sparta. 120, Eddie Francesca of Pope John, a major decision winner, 14-4 over Spencer Stort of Sparta. 126, Garrett Stort of Sparta. 1-0 decision winner over Jack Bauer of Hunterdon Central. 132, Kaya Cement of Pope John, knocking off Travis Jones, the state liner who beat him in the finals last year. Kaya Cement 10-6 over Travis Jones. 138, Jojo Aragona, technical fall 21-6 in 5 minutes and 10 seconds over Anthony Romanello of Hunterdon Central. 145, Kyle Tino of Phillipsburg, 6-5 decision over Matt Garcia of Pope John. 152, Cody Harrison of Phillipsburg, 12-3 winner over Wyatt McCarthy of Newton. 160, Mike Wilson of North Hunterdon, 5-0 over Phillipsburg's TJ Abone. 170, Nathaniel Fawcett of North Hunterdon, 6-3 over Sean Ramsby of Delaware Valley. 182, Zach Mafaro of Kittatinny, fall with the cradle in 59 seconds over Phillipsburg's Jake Wicks. 195, Austin Roth of Phillipsburg, an 11-4 decision over Ian Gaboro of North Hunterdon. 220, Luke Fisher of Newton, a 7-0 decision over Nick Gauka of Warren Hills. And at 285, Lou Fernandez of Voorhees, a fall in 15 seconds over Ryan Joyce of Hunterdon Central. Our Phillipsburg High School Wrestling in the Hunterdon Sussex Warren Tournament, a service this afternoon of Rothman Orthopedics, proud to be the exclusive partner of the NJSIAA and to support Stateliner Athletics. Visit RothmanOrtho.com to make an appointment and stop dealing with pain. Get back to truly living. By Ahart, Frinzy & Smith, recognized as one of the leading insurance agencies in the United States. Find out more at afsinsurance.com. By Urco Credit Union, 450 Hillcrest Boulevard in Phillipsburg and 2240 Northampton Street in Easton. Great rates, low fees. Clean up those after the holidays bills with a low-cost personal loan. Visit us at urcocu.com. By Buxton Athletic Training Center in Randolph, New Jersey, for all of your wrestling training needs year-round. World-class coaching and top-notch wrestlers of all ages. Follow them on Instagram at Buxton Athletics and on Facebook at Buxton Athletic Training Center. By the Firth Youth Center, a proud promoter of youth athletics. Find them at www.firthyouthcenter.com. Follow the Stateliners on Facebook at Phillipsburg HS Wrestling. By Open Mic, for exclusive coverage of the Stateliners and the entire Hunterdon Warren Sussex area, follow Mike Weileman's blog at mikeopen.blogspot.com. By Welcome to the Pit, a history of Phillipsburg wrestling is available. Order yours on Amazon today. And follow Phillipsburg Wrestling on Twitter at PBurgHS Wrestling. The 2019 tournament champions, 225 points. Phillipsburg wins the team title in this, the 10th Hunterdon Sussex Warren tournament. They edged Hunterdon Central. I think if I heard correctly, I think they won the tournament by 5 points. Joe Aragona is the tournament's most outstanding wrestler as he becomes a 4-time champion. So the Stateliners win the team title and 3 individual titles for the Stateliners. That's Kyle Tino, Stateliners Cody Harrison, and at 195 pounds, the Stateliners Austin Roth, finishing in second for Phillipsburg. Jones at 120, at 132 pounds. Phillipsburg's Travis Jones finishing as a runner-up, along with Jake Wicks at 182 pounds and TJ Abode at 160. Thanks once again, folks, to our supervising broadcast technician, Jared Marchicelli, who will be heading back to college, and our production assistants, Jake Kosa and Dylan Renner, for their fine camera work today. So we'll see you Tuesday, 6:50 with Hanover Park. For Bob Kerp, I'm Mike Moore on the Stateliner Sports Network. Have yourself a great night.